Okay, this is one of the 4 VS1680s that I've got for sale on eBay. I use these. I bought these machines to record a multi-track synced project, and I fitted them all out with SD card adapters, SCSI to SD card adapters. So there's no internal drive on these anymore. There's just SD cards, which gives you, as you can see here, this is a 32 gigabyte card. You can fit 64 gigabyte cards, but with a 32 gigabyte card, I don't know if you can read that, we're in the drive section, and the VS1680 records to 2 gigabyte partitions. So you can see that on SCSI Note there, we've got 8 partitions of 2 gigabytes each, which is 17 gig, and then on the SCSI One we've got 7 partitions, which is 14, because a 32 gig card formats to about 29 gigs, hence that's why they're a bit down. But you could use up the different SCSI positions. Like I say, I think it'll go up to, I think a 64 gig a card is the maximum, but you could possibly try 128. I haven't tried that. I only had 32 gigabyte cards, but 32 gigabytes for the 1680 is such an upgrade. So you select each partition that you want to record onto. So from memory, I think I've got stuff on SCSI 1 partition 6, I think. Let's see if I've got that right. So let's change. Yes. Now the reason why I went for this kind of setup was because the VS1680 has, as well as just 8 normal phono outs, it means that you can use them as 8-track machines and send each track out to, say, an analog mixer via each phono separately, which is quite easy to do. Let's just see which whether I've got this song right. Yeah, that is right. Okay, so let's call that in and see what we've got here. So oh no, it's already on that one actually, so Shift yes. Okay, I'm just going to take the sync off, because this must have been one of the synced machines. So the 1680 will allow you to record 8 tracks at once. I don't know if you can see the complicated virtual tracks that I've used on this. Each one of those squares there is a separate track. So I've just got to really find out which, let's just get it on sync internal. Okay, now I need to find out which scene has got the original. Let's see, the original tracks. Could be scene 1. Let's try scene 1. Okay, well, we've got something on there now, so we'll play that. I don't know if you noticed as well, the VS1680 has a great facility whereby it's got a cooling fan on the back, and that's all you'll hear now. You won't hear any hard drive noise. But it's got a cooling fan on the back, which when you can disable in play and record. So when I press play now, you'll hear the fan stop automatically. And there you go. So if you were recording, you could record acoustic guitars, any acoustic instruments,
Revelation.
Straight up to this machine, and you'd be fine.
Revelation, chapter 1. The revelation from Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants what must soon take place.
Okay, so
by sending his angel to his servant John, who testifies to everything he saw. That is the word of God and the testimony of Jesus Christ. Blessed is the one who reads aloud the words of this prophecy, and blessed are those who hear it and take to heart what is written in it, because the time is near. John, to the 7 churches in the province of Asia. Grace and peace to you from him who is, and who was, and who is to come, and from the 7 spirits before his throne, and from Jesus Christ, who is the faithful witness, the firstborn from the dead.
So you get the idea anyway. Why I went for this was because I was doing an orchestral piece and I didn't want to do it solely on the computer. I wanted the mixing capability. So what I did was dump all the tracks down to one VS1680 and then duplicate them over. So this scene actually has the whole orchestra. It's got everything on here. If we go to shift solo,
I am the Alpha.
So we got the narrator there.
Who is and who was and who is to come.
We got the percussion.
The Almighty. I, John, your brother and companion in the...
I think the strings. No. Yeah. So the strings on there.
On the Lord's day, I was in the Spirit, and I heard behind me a loud voice like a trumpet, which said, Write on a scroll what you see and send it to the 7 churches, to Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamum, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea.
Okay, let's get this solo.
I turned round to see the voice that was speaking to me, and when I turned, I saw 7 golden lampstands. And among the lampstands was someone like a son of man, dressed in a robe reaching down to his feet, and with a golden sash around his chest. The hair on his head was white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were blazing fire.
Well, there you go. You can see that the unit's working and everything. So these units are not going to come with the effects card. You can buy them separately and look on my separate auctions. So they'll just come with the basic machine, but with the SCSI to SD card fitted, which allows you also, there's a piece of software that will allow you to rip the WAV files from the SD card if you wanted then to edit on the computer. So you could use this just as a recording machine, a remote recording machine. Say you want to record 8 tracks of drums, and then you want to dump them to a computer. You could do that. So a very versatile way of doing it. There are other machines on the market like the Tascam DP series, but I had one in the studio, and this is why I went back to the 1680. I used to use the 1680 a lot when it first came out. And in my opinion, they're still much better machines than the DP series, for the simple reason that with the DP series, you've got a screen that's about 1 inch by 2 inches big. It's absolutely tiny. Whereas at least on this thing, you can see what you're doing. It's also got the 8 separate outs. The DP has no separate outs. You'd have to just flirt them out as WAVs. So I thought this was a good balance between recording things and getting things out of the machine. Okay, that's the VS1680 with the fitted SCSI to SD card. In fact, I'll just power it down so you can see the SD card. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Yes, I can. Okay, store, no. So let's just power that down. I'll just turn the AM port down. And then you can see what the SD card looked like. Okay, now I can power it off. And if I take the SD card out, that's simply the SanDisk 32GB card that I'm using, which simply goes in there. You'll see next to the SD card there's a USB slot, and that is for reprogramming the actual adapter. You will never need to do this, but if you ever need it to do it, that will be a way to do it.